Bro, you know that song, bruh? It's like heavenly, bruh. That's how I feel, man. That is how I feel, bro. Oh my days, dude. UFC 328 was genuinely one of the top cards for me to watch, man. Um, like coming out of the card, very happy, and the fights were decent. I'm just saying. I think my top two events that I'm like that I can remember genuinely being super happy is UFC 328 and UFC 320 when there was the Yuri win, the Marab win, and the Alex win all back to back to back. And then there was like the Joe Pyfer win. Zalal had a quick finish. Gautier was on the card. There's a lot of good fights on that card, but the Yuri Marab Alex back to back to back wins was genuinely legendary. That was one. That's like a memorable card for me. And UFC 320, it's the same to me, dude. And I might yap for a long time here about certain fights because I'm genuinely confused what people were saying online when I literally said what, like, you know. Anyway, we did pretty good on the card overall, prediction wise. A couple slips ups here and there, but I'm dumb. 1 second. These were the picks. We picked Carpenter. We went 10-3. So we got Tulio wrong, we got Rebecca wrong, and we got Gordon wrong. Otherwise, we got every single else on the fight card right. But yeah, man, we're here to talk about UFC 328. First fight of the night, Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. I picked Jose Ochoa because I didn't think Carpenter was that good, and he wasn't. 30-27, Jose Ochoa wins it pretty dominantly, landing a lot of good strikes, bloodying up Carpenter. And yeah, not much to say about that, but yeah, it was a decent fight. Tun Shakur versus Jordan Santos. I felt like just Jordan Santos isn't the guy to fraud check Susakayev, and so I picked Susakayev, and yeah, he actually got the sub. For someone, Jordan Santos never been finished, and Susakayev finished him, so that's a good win for him. Still not super impressed. He's like acting all like chill and like trying to aura farm in there or something, but then he's still getting cracked with stuff and hit with stuff, and he's throwing like random spinning elbows here and there, so yeah, not super impressed still. I mean, as I said, he literally loses. Not that he was losing the fight, but his first two UFC fights he loses and doesn't do good, and then he gets the finish, and he got the finish here again. So it's just the Susakayev way, I guess. But yeah, he got the win again. I think he is going to be in trouble with certain opponents. So when I see an opponent where I think he's going to lose, I'm obviously going to pick him. But he just hasn't hit that competition level yet. Pat Sabatini versus William Gomez. The William Gomez hate watch was successful, but it was a rough watch seeing what the piss Pat Sabatini was doing, bro. Like, genuinely, what the piss was that? We got it right. We got the pick right. I did say he was going to grapple heavy, but what the piss? So we're not going to talk about that much. Now, those three we got right. This one we did get wrong. Thinking back on what I said, I literally should have probably picked Kopylov. Just like Kopylov didn't get knocked out, I said, by RoboCop. And he didn't get knocked out by Costa. Like, he has a decent chin. And Marco Tulio just got slammed up by CLD. And CLD won the first round, obviously, dropped Kopylov, but Kopylov was able to come back and rock him twice in each round. So rocked him twice total and was able to get the decision. He should have finished him at some point, but he was clinching. So it was a bit weird, but Kopylov gets the win, and fair enough, man. I was pretty 50-50 on this fight, to be honest, but we picked the wrong one. We got it wrong. This one, Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. Jim Miller gets another crafty guillotine. I think he has the most guillotine wins in the UFC history, like specifically guillotine. So you love to see it, man. I did want Jim Miller to win, but I just didn't think it was going to happen. So I did pick Jared Gordon. This one I was pretty kind of more confident on Jared Gordon winning. So Yikes. But yeah, man, I'm happy Jim Miller won. We got the pick wrong though. But yeah, it was a pretty whatever fight so far. And then yeah, Jordan Jared Gordon uh clinched up and Jim Miller got that guillotine, and it wasn't fully in, but then it like kind of when he like got another angle on it, it was in. Tapped him out. Performance of the night, 100K to Jim Miller. You love to see it, man. And the first big underdog on the card to win, so we love to see that. Grant Dawson versus Mateus, or Mataus Rebecki, I think it is, or Roundbetsky. I've literally kept reading that as Mateus Rebecki. It's apparently like Mataus Roundbetsky. Anyway, I thought Rebecki, he did what I thought he was gonna, not fully. He did what I thought he was gonna do. Get hurt, push forward, and keep pushing forward. But I was low-key surprised with Dawson. He got dropped twice in the second, got dropped in the second and dropped in the third, and he had the heart to continue, man. Obviously there's 18 seconds left in the fight. I thought Dawson was gonna win a decision regardless at that point, but he did get the sub at the end. But Rebecki literally was winning on the feet, and I thought he could have, you know, did well and won the third round, but he shot a takedown, and that's what gave Grant Dawson the most control time to win that third round. And led to the finish, obviously. So if Rebecki would have kept it on the feet, I think he could have won the third round. But yeah, he shot the takedown. Grant Dawson took advantage of it and was gonna win the fight regardless, but got that submission, got the extra 25K bonus there. And I loved his post-fight interview, to be honest. You know, I'm not a big Grant Dawson fan, but great post-fight post-fight speech, sorry. So, that's that. This was the other one we got wrong. These were the three we got wrong, was, Kopylov, Miller, and Dawson back to back. But, yeah. Yoel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. I picked Amosov to win, and you know, in the second round, I feel like, or was it the end of the first maybe, there was some striking going on, and I was a bit scared because Yoel was low-key touching him up. Not that Amosov looked hurt, but Yoel was connecting, so I was like, oh, piss, man. But he gets the takedown, flies up in the air and drops him, and literally, like, gets in a good position to get the head and arm choke. Or the arm triangle, sorry. And, yeah, makes him tap out. So, good win by Amosov. For someone, even though he was the favorite, I feel like Alvarez got a lot of hype behind him still. And so, that's a pretty good win for Amosov. Still ranked. I think he's ranked 14 right now. So, someone in the top 10 next. I don't really know I haven't really looked, to be honest, who's in there. But, yeah. Ateba Gautier versus Ozzy Diaz. Yeah, pretty clean performance from Gautier, man. Like, I know people are just thinking he's a one-round knockout artist. And with the competition he's fighting, he should technically be able to, because it's like they're not high level at all. But although this did go to round 2, Gautier was looking good out there, doing his thing. And so I think we need to, like, lower the favorite numbers on him. And not, like, think he's going to just knock everyone out. And I think we got to give Gautier a little bit of a, I don't know how to say, like, a little bit less, like, of a hype to him, where it's like, Gautier is good, but he's not this first-round knockout artist that everyone just expects. Because when he doesn't get the first-round knockout, everyone goes, oh, he's not good, he's not good. I think we just got to see him as a prospect that will continue to win. It doesn't matter how. So, I think Gautier is still good, although people are going to say it was a bad performance because it went to round 2, but, yeah. And a negative 1,100. I feel like one day someone's going to beat him when he's a big favorite like that. So I think we just got to lower the numbers to like a negative 500 or something, dude, just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, good win by Gautier. And the main card was kind of mostly generational. It was pretty good, but King Green versus Jeremy Stephens. Clean performance on King Green. You know, Jeremy Stephens didn't do too much out there. Didn't, like, hurt. I think he had, like, a good, like, punch on the forehead kind of a Green, and Green was kind of, like, acknowledging it, but not hurt. But other than that, King Green kind of pieced him up and eventually got the sub. Rear naked choke on Stevens, made him tap. So good win by Green. Didn't get the performance bonus though, which is kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of finishes on this card, but yeah, a little surprising there. But yeah, good win by Green, man. Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. If you picked Sean Brady, he did exactly what you thought. You thought he was just going to be able to take him down at will, and that's what he did. And if you pick Joaquin, you thought he was going to knock him out. Now, the betting was crazy on this, how it changed, that Sean Brady was the underdog. I don't know why it says he's the favorite here. He literally changed to the underdog, and I bet on him as the underdog after I saw that change, so I made some money there. We'll talk about this, dude. I won a lot of money on this card, too. That adds to my love of the card as well, because I was kind of like, I literally crafted this up. But anyways, yeah, man, Sean Brady took him down at ease in mount. Not powerful punches, but I liked how Brady was active on the ground, at least. As in, he was looking for like the Kamaru. He was looking for the, I think he was looking for like a arm triangle at times, like positioning for it. And he was throwing punches on the ground regardless. Like, yeah, they weren't big shots, but he was like, he threw a lot of ground and pound. Not powerful, but a lot of ground and pound, staying active on top. So I don't hate this fight for the grappling of it, because Brady was doing a lot on top with submission attempts and with ground and pound. So that's why I kind of like this fight more than if he was just holding him down. So good win by Brady. Crazy he turned into the underdog the way it turned out. And Buckley's got to work on his grappling or just fight a striker next to get back in the win column, man. Alexander Volkov versus Walter Cortez Acosta. I hear people saying robbery. The 30-27 maybe, but I thought it was a pretty clear 29-28 for Volkov. He clearly won the second round, and the first round was close. The third round was close, but I thought he won 2 and 3. I thought Volkov won 2 and 3, I think. So I thought it was a pretty clear win for him. As I said in my predictions, man, I don't think Waldo is a top heavyweight. I think he can just beat a bunch of heavyweights. Like Josh Hokett, I feel like. I think I said that too. I think he's like Josh Hokett. It's like he can beat a bunch of these bums. I mean, Josh Hokett beat Curtis Blades, so fair enough, man. But I feel like Josh Hokett's not going to be able to... he will beat Derek Lewis, I think, but I don't think he's going to beat like a Pavlovich, a Volkov, a Gon, a Pereira, an Aspinall, you know what I'm saying? So I think him and Waldo, and Waldo's just going to be fighting these lower ranked guys like Tybura, Fortune, Gunia, or whatever. So yeah, good win by Volkov. I picked him to win. I placed the money on him by decision, which I got right, which is sick. But yeah, man, good win by Volkov. Not a crazy big, like crazy fight, but I thought it was still like decent, you know. Waldo was throwing his big combos at times, and Volkov was peppering up that leg kick, and still, you know, it wasn't horrible. I thought it was still pretty decent, you know. Now this is where we're gonna talk, bro. This is where we are going to talk, bro. Joshua Van Vast Tatsuro Taira. Dude, Joshua Van is so entertaining. He's so good too, man. Tyra got that first takedown, and I wasn't worried. I was just like, damn, he got that kind of easy. But I was like, Joshua can probably get up from this. He did get up, and as he laid on, he could not miss Tyra's head, bro. He would touch. It's always so weird to say that, like, the word touch about this, bro. Van was just like piecing him up, dude, like knocking his head back multiple times, dude. And I was like, damn, bro, this guy's crazy, bro. And he like TKOs Tyra in the 5th round. I know people are a bit mad of the stoppage. I don't think it was horrible. I think he got dropped. Right as the ref stopped in, so Tyra probably was going to try to grapple there, and Van probably was going to stop it because he was stopping a lot of takedowns later in the fight. And I think Tyra was going to lose regardless. I think it was 2-2. I think it was 2-2, maybe 3-1, but I think it was 2-2 going into the 5th. And, you know, it was only a minute 32, but Van was winning that round so far, so I think he was going to... And I thought he was going to keep Peace and Tyra up. So I thought he was going to win the fight regardless at that point. But, you know, he gets the TKO, and it got fight of the night because it deserved fight of the night, man. And so, all the people hating on Joshua Van, bruh, now you guys cannot... you know what? I don't care, man. You guys can come over and be like, dude, Joshua Van's so sick. Oh, I love Joshua Van. Because he deserves the respect, bruh. He deserves it, man. And he's the champ, you know? So, you know, the way Tyra got the takedown in the first round, Pantoja probably can get takedowns on him in a rematch. But I don't think Joshua Van would TKO Pantoja like he did with Tyra. So, it's going to be a good rematch, man. I'm excited for it. I don't know who I'm going to pick still for that, but I picked Van in the first fight, and, you know, he knocked him out cold. No, I'm kidding, bro. Chill. Chill. Yes, I know what happened, bro. Yeah, but he's the champ. So all this paper champ, all this fake champ status, holding the belt for Pantoja, it's all gone, man. He was in a legit title fight and defended the belt, and... I was thinking about his upcoming matchups. I think it should be Pantoja next. And then after that, the winner of Manel versus Horiguchi. But, you know, I think he was getting tagged up by Tyra a little bit here and there. But I think he might be... I was scared for the Cap fight. But I'm low-key not super scared about it. I think Joshua Van could beat Cap there, man. With the striking. Because his striking looks so phenomenal tonight. And maybe it's because Tyra wasn't as good of a striker than Manel Cap. But, you know... I'm excited for that fight if it happens, if Cap beats Horiguchi, obviously. But, yeah, man. I won money on Joshua Van because what the piss? He's an underdog. Like, what? And I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for the rematch with Pantoja. I think he's going to do great in there. And I think it's going to be a sick fight the second time around. So, all the Joshua Van haters, all the paper champ talkers, he's a real champ now, and he is that guy. So I can't. And I got fight of the night. I think I mentioned that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, man, I love Joshua Van, bro. And the main event, Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. I'll be honest, I'm not surprised by a split decision. I know some people were, but I'm not surprised by the split decision. At the end of the fight, my brother was like, Strickland won, and I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, they might give it to Khamzat. So, I thought Strickland won, but I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to Khamzat because it was really close. So, a split kind of makes sense, you know, depending on who you are, where you are watching the fight from and stuff. But, first round, Khamzat takes down Strickland, I think 15 seconds in, and... gets it kind of easily, and Strickland was able to defend the whole time and get out of that stuff. And, you know, I was like, okay, this is just Dricus fight this is just round 1 of the Dricus fight, you know, takes him down and holds him down. Something's got to change up here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Second round, so that's an Khamzat round, obviously. Second round, I already can't remember, bro, but, you know, Khamzat, I think, shot at one point, and I think he didn't get it, and then Sean... Oh, no, he shot, and then Sean kind of stopped it, and then Khamzat rolled on his back, and Sean engaged in the grappling and got on top mount and controlled Chimaev that whole time and won that second round pretty dominantly. Third round, I don't know if Khamzat was gassed. Like, what the point of was not shooting takedowns. I don't know if he was gassed and didn't want to put a lot of energy in it or what it was, but he stayed striking the whole time with Strickland. And Strickland won that round, jabbing him up, you know what I'm saying? He didn't throw a ton of teeps, but, you know, jabbing him up, and he won that third round, Sean Strickland, so he's up 2-1. And I'm be honest, I'm a little surprised. Round 4, Khamzat Chimaev won that round, man. I'm like I thought Khamzat was gonna, like, win the first round, win like the first or second round and maybe the third to get the decision. But like for Hamzat to win the fourth round, I'm pretty surprised. Well, obviously he won all 5 rounds against Dricus, but with the way this, like, it was a standing striking match there for the fourth. I think there was maybe a takedown in there. I don't know, man. There's one takedown in the fourth. But it was a lot of striking, and Hamzat did well in there, and he won that fourth round. So it was obviously 2-2, I think, going into the fifth round. And Strickland was winning the fifth. Hamzat at the takedown, and I was kind of like, man, if Hamzat holds him here, he could win the fifth round. And Strickland was able to get him off of him, duke it out, and I think Strickland won the fifth round. So we won 2, 3, and 5. I thought they might give Hamzat the fifth with that takedown and with the control there, but it wasn't a lot of control, to be honest. It was kind of just holding up against the fence, and yeah, and then the striking was close in the fifth, I think, but what the piss do I know? Yeah, it was kind of close, but 6 takedowns in round 5? Did he actually? No way. Damn, I didn't know he shot 6 takedowns in round 5. Or he shot 7 of them, but yeah, man. Sean Strickland wins. He gets the belt. I bet on Strickland, so I won a lot of money, and I also bet Strickland by decision, so I won money on top of that. I don't even know if I can show this, but oh crap. I don't even know if I can show this. But the bets I made. Also, Daniel Dubois won today in boxing. That was a banger heavyweight fight. Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois. So I won money on Dubois today. So that's part of the money I've made. But I lost money on Rebecca by KO. But then I won money on Sean Brady to win as the underdog. I won money on Volkov by decision. I won money on Joshua Van. I won money on Strickland by decision. I won money on Strickland just in general. And then I actually made a parlay last minute of the main card. I did King Green, Sean Brady, Alexander Volkov, and Joshua Van in a parlay, and they all won, so I got that. If I would have put through Strickland in there, man, that would have been a crazy hit. But overall, dude, we won $1,000 tonight, dude. $1,000. That's insane. So I'm up $1,000. You love to see it. You know, there's a guy on Twitter. His name's Blind Bear. He put $1,000 on Strickland, and and so he won $4,000, dude. That's insane. Insane that he got that. So overall, dude, this is a sick main card. I feel like it was pretty good. And I feel like the whole card in general was good. A lot of finishes, too, even for the ones that I picked wrong. But, yeah, we got this one right, this one right, this one right. This one wrong, this one wrong, this one wrong. So we're 3-3. And then we got this one right, 4-3. This one right, 5-3. This one right, 6-3. This one right, 7-3. 8-3, 9-3, 10-3. We went 10-3. And I think we're now 6-9. In our main event picks, because we are doing trash on main event picks this year. If you guys, I posted a video on my main event picks, and I did absolute garbage so far this year on main event picks. But, you know, last week we got JDM wrong on our main event pick, but this week I was like, do I pick Chimaev just to, like, save it? Be like, he's like a big favorite. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I did think Strickland would win. I thought he was going to win the later rounds, where that's why I'm surprised Chimaev won round 4. But Strickland I didn't expect also to be on top of Chimaev on the ground and hold him down there. So, but yeah, we picked Strickland in the main event here, and we got this one right. So now we're up to 6-9. We can turn this thing around, man. There's still a good amount of months to turn this thing around. And speaking of JDM, man, today, May 10th, it's exactly a year ago when JDM won the welterweight title, man. What a beautiful fight, him and Bilal Muhammad. And he won the belt that night. Valentina Shevchenko kept her belt, the flyweight GOAT. We love Valentina Shevchenko, even though her fights can be boring, but we love Valentina Shevchenko. But, yeah, man, this is one of the top cards. with 320 for me. For me personally, UFC 320, UFC 328, absolute like cards that just put a big smile on my face. And yeah, man, today, yesterday night, winning $1,000 in bets was amazing. Daniel Dubois winning the WBO title in boxing. Joshua Van keeping his title. Sean Strickland winning the title. It just sounds like a perfect night for me, man. I was very happy. And yeah, we got Allen versus Costa next week. We'll drop predictions on that, but yeah, man. I love this card. And last thing I'll quickly say is that even if Hamzat won that round, the fight, I was not going to be super happy, but I'm happy with Hamzat's performance where he stood and struck with Strickland and, almost won the fight that way. So I heard he's going to 205. I feel like him versus Paulo Costa. He technically Hamzat's now the #1 ranked middleweight. I think him versus the #6 light heavyweight Paulo Costa would be a sick title eliminator. While they do, I don't know, Ulberg versus I don't know who they're gonna do, man, but or maybe them for like an interim title if Ulberg's gonna be out. But I think Chimaev did lose, but he did do a good performance in this fight, and he's like a high-ranked middleweight, so I feel like him getting a title eliminator shot at light heavyweight's not crazy. Plus, him and Paulo Costa got beef, and so I think Costa would take that fight. I think it would be a great fight to make up there at 205. So, yeah, man, amazing card. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We got Allen vs. Costa this week. Not a crazy good card, but it's in the Apex, and we're still gonna break it down. I looked over the card. Gonna be some blind picks in there, so I'm not expecting to do well on that card. But yeah, appreciate y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.